Butt shake, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shay, and today we're going to discuss the worst books I read in 2024. I will preface this video by saying that these are just my opinions, and opinions on books are subjective. So obviously, lots of people love these books, but these books just weren't for me. We'll go ahead and get started, and we're going to start with number 10. Number 10 is an author that I enjoy immensely. I have enjoyed his works before, but this one just fell flat for me, and that is Never Die by Rob J. Hayes. I didn't connect with the character. I really liked the beginning of the story where we were kind of gathering some of this motley crew, kind of getting introduced to the world. However, once we kind of got into battle and everything of that nature, I just totally went out of my head. I am not one of those readers that likes to read battle after battle after battle. So again, this may be for you. It just wasn't for me. Coming in at number 9 is The Cheat Sheet. Why did I read this book? I have no earthly idea. I thought that this book, the banter was cheesy. Everything about this book was cheesy. I felt like it was a lot of moments that we were told and not shown, and overall this sports romance just didn't work for me. Coming in at number 8 is One by One by Ruth Ware. This author is really hit or miss for me, and while I really enjoyed the lead up to the end, it was the end that killed this book for me. I feel like there was no twist, no turn. I thought for sure there was going to be something happening in this book that I hadn't guessed, and there wasn't. So kind of a letdown for me on Ruth Ware. Coming in at number 7 is another romance, and we have a theme here. I probably should not read romance, but this is going to be The Boyfriend Project. Now, a lot of people love this book, love this series, but this one is just not for me. I did not buy the romance at all. I don't know why, but the male main character gave me the ick. The female main character also gave me the ick. She was just annoying, and so it just wasn't for me. Number 6 is The House of Last Resorts. And this just kind of stems back from where I probably shouldn't read horror books, but I keep trying new ones to kind of figure if I'll like one. But this one just went in a little bit too far for me. I don't know. It went a little bit too far. If you've read this book, you may know what I am referring to. I'm trying not to be spoilery in these kind of quick reviews, but I liked the premise, but I thought it was not a great execution. Number 5 was a very anticipated release by me, and that is A Study in Drowning. I could not stand this book. Both the main characters were insufferable. The plot went way off base for me, and overall, I didn't buy any of this romance, and I could have put this one as my most disappointing book of the year, but I decided to put it as one of my worst because honestly, it truly was. I brought this book. I was thinking about buying a special edition of this book. I'm glad I didn't now because I overall really just unfortunately did not jive with this story. Number 4, The Rosie Project. Now, this book was very popular back in the day. Very popular. And I don't know why, because this book was insufferable. Our main male character is on the spectrum, and it's drilled into us that he looks at people based off their BMIs, and that is drilled into us. And I personally, having that as part of your story made me ick. I didn't like this relationship. I overall did not like this book at all. Number 3, Twisted Love. What possessed me to read this book? I have no idea, but I thought, hey, it's very popular. It must be good. No. This is like a soap opera on crack. I truly feel like Anna Huang just put whatever she could think up in her head, whatever drama she thought of at the time in her head, she put it in the book. I thought that this male was insufferable, and I cannot jive with anybody finding him attractive or liking him in any kind of way. Number 2, Neon Gods. Okay, can we just preface this by saying, like, this is positively just not for me. This is a book that was not made for me. I personally don't see how somebody could love this book, but there's plenty of y'all out there. It's a genre that is actually very, very popular. Just smutty bully romance. And, you know, just not for me. And number one book that I hated this year was Sea of Ruin. And I know a lot of people love this book. I actively hated this book. Again, the characters were insufferable. I did not find anything enjoyable about this book. Not one single thing. I hated this book when I read it, and honestly, everything about it has left my brain. But I remember actively hating it, wanting to throw... I was listening to this on audiobook and wanting to just, like, scream when I was reading it. Hated the main character completely. Hated the plot of the book. I just hated everything about this book. And unfortunately, I had to read it for something I was doing for my book club. So that's the worst books of the year. Those were my top 10 worst books of the year. And you may see a theme that a lot of them were romance. So should I stop reading romance? Probably. Am I going to? Who's to say? All right. Let me know if any of these books you enjoyed. And let me know what your worst books of the year were. And I'll see you guys in the next one.